Kia ora koutou wahine toa o Ōtautahi. Ko Joanna taku ingoa, and it is absolutely awesome to be here. Before I kick off, I do want to acknowledge the mana of Tanya Wati, who is, as you've just heard, an incredible wahine toa, a great friend. And Tanya, I'm really proud to work alongside you to help support the tangata of this whenua and the takiwa of Ngāi Tua Hereri. I also want to acknowledge the mana and mahi that Joe Blair and the Broadly Speaking team put into this incredible event, which has been running for 5 years now, and so much other goodness for the entire city. As Joe said, I had the great honour at speaking at the very first Broadly Speaking 5 years ago. There was just a few of us, a small gaggle of us in the back of a room in a coffee shop in Sydenham. And we shared stories to mark International Women's Day, and we talked about stories of hardship that we had faced in work, sexism that we had faced, and the glass ceiling that many of us have had to smash through. And now here we are, 500 of us in this beautiful space, a powerful and connected collective. So tonight, in the 4 minutes that I have the mic, I'm going to ask a really big favour of all of you. And I'm going to tell you a little secret about myself. I'm a social introvert. And what this means is that I'm super shy. And I'm also really bad at networking. The thought of events like this terrify me. And every time I come into a room like this, I take a big, deep breath. And I know that I have got to women up, because what we've got going on here is a really powerful collective. I start the evening all nervous and anxious, and there have even been moments when I've hidden in the loos because I'm too terrified to come out and face the crowd and attempt small talk. But throughout the evening, all evenings like this, something will change. The power of the room will seep into me, and I will start to rejoice in the capacity of humans to draw out the very best in one another. And tonight will be no different. I will hear your stories, stories that illustrate our creativity, our connections, and the power of our collective. And this is really important because our city, its residents, and our planet require us to connect and to find solutions to the problems that we share and the problems that we have created. And the power of partnerships, it's not just something we do because we like each other and we like sharing the fabulous gin and the wonderful North Canterbury wines. But these partnerships are recognised at the highest level through the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which are designed to mitigate the worst excesses of our species and to create a safer and more equitable world. I am passionately driven by the kaupapa of the SDGs because they commit us to working together, to finding solutions to poverty, inequality and climate change, to sustainably develop our economy, to create decent work and equal access to opportunities and education. And as I've grown older, this has grown in importance to me because I am of a generation that grew up swimming in rivers, only to find that our children could not. The generation that was shaped by the market reforms of the 80s and 90s, only to find that our kids will not be able to afford a home or will have to move from te Waiwhetū to find decent work. I am of the generation that were told that girls could do anything, only to find that the reality doesn't always match the slogan. And this is not good enough. My daughter Evie is here tonight, and I am pledging to her and to every child of her generation that our generation will do better. And we will stop screwing this up. Governments have a huge role to play, and we cannot let our politicians off the hook, but it is not enough. It is the work of every person in this room, and we can all make a huge impact. I work every day with amazing, passionate people at Christchurch NZ. Why are you guys all up on the balcony? And we're all committed to growing high-value, decent work to ensure that the livelihoods of this city are protected. But our next big play is to support and to encourage every business in this city to think about the role that they can play in driving sustainable development for our city and for our daughters and for our sons. And I believe we can do this. Christchurch can do this. Ōtautahi Christchurch can be the country's smartest and most sustainable city. This can be a place where people love to live, We can lead with compassion. We can care about the next generation. And all of you, my friends, can help. Whether you are in professional services, energy, transport, education, health, finance, hospitality, or any other sector, the decisions you make at work can make a difference. Whether it's cleaning up your supply chains, encouraging more diversity and inclusion in your workplaces, your actions matter. Christchurch has a history of challenging the status quo, and many businesses are already doing this. So the favour that I want to ask of every one of you is lead from where you are. Continue to connect with one another. Continue to drive for equality, fairness, inclusion, carbon reduction through your work to the benefit of my daughter Evie and all of her peers. And finally, when you see me standing shyly in the back of the room, come up and talk to me. Tell me your story. Tell me what you're doing to lead and drive sustainable change, and I will stand with you and help you do it. Whatanga rongaro te tangata toitu te whenua, the people fade from view, but the land remains. Kia ora wahine toa o Otatahi, kia ora, thank you.